Hello and welcome. Today, we're going to talk about something pretty incredible. It's a story about science, technology, and, well, you. Because I'm here to tell you how a community of people just like you watching this, have already helped save 15 lives from cancer. Yep, 15. That's not just a number on a screen. That's 15 real people, 15 blood cancer patients whose lives were saved. And it happened because thousands of people, probably a lot like you, just decided to step up and help. Okay, I know what you're thinking. How is that even possible? What did I do? Well, stick with me for a bit. We're going to break down the amazing science and the really simple steps that made this happen. But first, let's talk about the problem we're up against. So to really get how a life is saved, you first have to understand the challenge. And it's a huge one. We're talking about the immense, almost impossible difficulty of fighting blood cancer. Every single year in India alone, we lose nearly 70,000 people to blood cancer. And for so many of these patients, when the usual treatments like chemotherapy just don't work anymore, there's often only one last hope. And that hope is a blood stem cell transplant. Now, hold on. This isn't like a simple blood transfusion. We're all pretty familiar with that, right? There are only about 8 common blood types, so finding a match is, well, it's pretty straightforward. But for stem cells, oh, it's a completely different ballgame. It all comes down to something called your HLA type. So your HLA, that stands for human leukocyte antigen, is this really complex protein marker on all your cells. The best way to think about it is like a super unique biological barcode, your own personal ID. For a stem cell transplant to even have a chance of working, the donor's barcode and the patient's barcode have to be a near-perfect match. And get this, there are over 20,000 different types of these barcodes out there. So, what do you think the odds are of finding a perfect stranger who just happens to have the same barcode as you? It's staggering. We're talking 1 in 100,000. It makes it pretty much impossible for a patient to find a donor just by themselves. And that right there is exactly why a global registry is so critical. But when a match is found, wow, the impact is just life-changing. Let me tell you about Siley Rain from Mumbai. Her family wasn't a match, but she found her donor Satish through the DKMS registry. Or think about Mahir from Ahmedabad. He was diagnosed when he was just 6 years old. His match, Dr. Sita, was found thousands of kilometers away in Germany. Mahir's 18 now, and his own words really say it all. It's just a powerful reminder of what's really at stake here. Okay, so after 30,000 of you registered, those simple cheek swabs you sent in started an incredible scientific journey. Let's actually follow one of those samples, okay? We're going to track it all the way from your home to this high-tech lab in Dresden, Germany. All right, so once your envelope gets there, a special slicer machine opens it up. Then comes a step that takes some serious focus. The sample is placed by hand into a 96-slot plate and gets registered. From that point on, though, the machines take over. They pull out the DNA using this cool solution with magnetic beads, and then they basically multiply the key parts of your DNA to make them readable. But this is where the tech gets really cool. A machine actually puts a unique barcode inside the DNA itself. Why? Because this lets them pool thousands of different samples together and store them as a liquid. It's incredible. A tiny little bottle like this one can hold the DNA data of 7,000 potential donors. Just think about that. Then, finally, another set of machines reads the DNA, figures out the HLA type, and puts it in the global database, ready to be matched. So, that's the science, right? Pretty amazing stuff. But now, let's talk about the most important part of this whole equation. You. How can you become one of these potential lifesavers? Well, it's way simpler than you might think. The whole process is super simple. And, this is important, it's completely free. So, first step, you hop on the DKMS website and fill out a quick little form. Step 2, they'll mail swab kit right to your door. Then, you just follow the easy instructions for a quick cheek swab. And last, you scan a QR code to schedule a free pickup. And that's it. Seriously, you're on the registry. So once you're on the registry, you just wait. Look, being a match is really rare, so you might get a call in a month or a year, or you might never get a call at all. But if that phone does ring, it means you are literally someone's 1 in 100,000 chance. And the decision to actually donate, that is always yours. But you'll have the chance to save a life. Okay, so let's say you are a match and you agree to donate. What happens next? This is the most important thing to know. It is not a painful surgery. Not at all. In most cases, it's a simple, non-surgical thing, a lot like giving blood, actually. They draw blood from one arm, it goes through a machine that separates out just the stem cells, and then the rest of the blood is returned to your other arm. The whole thing takes a few hours, and you can literally just chill out and watch a movie. And you don't have to worry about any of the logistics or the costs either. DKMS is a nonprofit. If you need to travel to a collection center in a big city, they cover everything: flights, hotels, all of it. The whole process is designed to be as easy and stress-free for the donor as possible. So we started this by celebrating the 15 lives that this community has already saved. And that was an absolutely amazing start. But now it's time to set a new goal, a bigger, more ambitious goal. So think about it. Last time, 30,000 registrations led to saving 15 lives. This year, our goal is to save 150 lives. To do that, we're going to need to grow the registry with another 300,000 potential donors. Yeah, it's a big jump, but you know what? It is absolutely achievable. And the need for this is so urgent, especially in India. We see over 100,000 new cases of blood cancer reported there every year, but the total number of registered donors in the entire country is only about 800,000. That massive gap is why so many patients just can't find a match. A small effort from each of us could have a truly huge impact. It's just incredible when you stop and think about it, isn't it? A simple cheek swab that you send from your own home can travel all the way across the world and end up saving someone's life. We've seen the mind-blowing science, we've heard the powerful stories, and we know how urgent the need is. So really, there's only one question left to ask. Are you ready to save a life?